2 animals, 1 backyard, and a question that every single beginner homesteader is Googling at midnight. Which one is actually going to put real money in your pocket? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to have your answer, and it might completely surprise you. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found us. We talk real homesteading, not the Pinterest version, not the highlight reel, but the actual dirt under your fingernails. What did I get myself into truth of building a homestead from the ground up? And if that sounds like your kind of content, hit that subscribe button right now because we drop new videos every single week, and you do not want to miss what's coming. Now let's get into it. Quail versus rabbits. I have raised both, I have lost sleep over both, I have made money from both, and I have also wasted money on both. So when I tell you what I'm about to tell you, it's not coming from a blog post I read at 2 in the morning. It's coming from real experience, real numbers, and real honest opinions. We're going to break this down into 6 categories: ease of getting started, startup cost, ongoing cost, profit potential, space requirements, and care and time commitment. And at the end, I'm going to give you my honest verdict on which one wins the money game in 2026. Let's go. Let's start with ease of getting started because honestly, this is where most people trip up before they even begin. You get excited, you watch a few videos, you start adding things to your Amazon cart, and then suddenly you're overwhelmed and you've done nothing. So let's clear the air right now. Rabbits are genuinely one of the easiest animals to start with on a homestead. And I don't say that lightly. When we brought our first rabbits home, I was honestly shocked at how intuitive they are. You set up their cage, you give them food and water, and they kind of just do their thing. The breeding process, almost entirely handled by them. You put a male and female together, nature takes over, and about 31 days later, you've got a litter of kits. The mother does the nursing, the cleaning, the bonding, all of it. Your job is mostly just to show up, make sure everyone's fed, and try not to get too attached to the babies. Now, quail are a different story in the beginning. And I want to be really upfront about this because a lot of channels gloss over the early stage of raising quail and make it sound like you just crack some eggs into a machine and magic happens. That's not quite the full picture. To get started with quail, you need an incubator to hatch the eggs, and then you need a brooder, which is basically a warm, controlled environment, to keep those tiny, fragile babies alive for the first few weeks of their life. These birds come into the world needing you. They cannot regulate their own temperature. They need specific heat levels to survive. It's not impossible, not even close, but it does require more active involvement in those early weeks than rabbits do. However, and this is a big however, once quail make it past that 2-week mark, and especially once they're in their permanent cage setup, these birds basically take care of themselves. If you invest in a good cage with automated feeders and waterers and an egg collection tray, your daily interaction with your quail flock drops to almost nothing. You check on them, you collect eggs, you top up food every now and then. That's it, they're running on autopilot. So when it comes to ease, rabbits win the very beginning, but quail win the long game. And when you're thinking about this from a money-making perspective, the long game is what matters. Now, startup cost. This is the part everybody wants to skip over and nobody wants to actually calculate. Let's do the math, honestly. For rabbits, your biggest upfront investment is going to be the animals themselves and their housing. If you're buying quality breeding stock, which you absolutely should if you're serious about making money, you're looking at somewhere between $20 and $50 per rabbit, depending on the breed and where you source them. You'll want at least 2 pairs to start, so that's already up to $200 just in animals. Then each rabbit needs its own cage setup, which can run anywhere from $50 to $100 per cage when you factor in feeding and watering systems. Add that all up, and before you've even bought a single bag of feed, you're looking at a few $100s to get going properly. Now, here's something that took me a while to really think about. You cannot fully automate feeding for your breeding rabbits the way you can with quail. Their diet needs vary. You need to monitor intake. You need to make sure it does have enough nutrition, especially when they're nursing. So there's an ongoing hands-on element that comes with rabbits that you just can't completely automate away. For quail, the startup is actually quite streamlined when you look at it the right way. You can buy 30 fertile hatching eggs online for around $20. Shipped straight to your door. Then you need your incubator. A good reliable one runs about $90, and a brooder setup, which you can honestly put together yourself for around $40 using a plastic storage tote, a heat lamp, and basic feeders and waterers. So for roughly $150, you have the foundation to hatch your first flock. Now, if you want a high-quality cage with all the automated features, you're going to spend more. A good commercial quail cage for 30 birds can run upwards of $400. But you can also build your own and bring that cost down significantly. Here's the key point, though. With quail, once you have a breeding pair, or better yet, one male to every 5 females, you essentially have an infinite egg supply. You never need to buy hatching eggs again. You just pull fertile eggs from your own flock, put them in your incubator, and in 17 days you've got a new batch of birds. Your startup cost is a one-time investment that keeps paying back. With rabbits, you're also regenerating your stock through breeding, but the timeline is longer and the management is more hands-on. So on pure startup cost, quail are the more accessible entry point, but rabbits aren't far behind, especially if you source your breeding pairs affordably. Let's talk ongoing costs, because this is where the real money conversation starts to get interesting. For rabbits, after your initial setup, your main recurring expense is food. And depending on the size of your herd, that cost can add up. A small herd of around 10 to 12 rabbits will go through feed consistently, and while you can supplement with hay and garden scraps and letting them graze on fresh grass in grow-out cages during warmer months, you're still looking at a regular feed bill. There are also seasonal considerations. In summer, you need to actively keep rabbits cool because heat stress is a real and serious threat to them. In winter, water systems freeze, and you need to address that daily. These aren't deal breakers, but they are real ongoing costs in both money and time that you need to budget for. For quail, the ongoing cost is almost embarrassingly low. A 50-pound bag of feed will cost you roughly $20, and a flock of 30 birds will barely dent that bag in a month. Quail are tiny birds with tiny appetites and an enormous output relative to their size. They are arguably the most feed-efficient small livestock you can raise on a homestead. The ROI, return on investment, on feed alone is genuinely impressive once your flock is in full production. And unlike rabbits, quail handle temperature fluctuations more gracefully once they're past the chick stage. You still want to protect them from extreme cold, but they're not nearly as sensitive as rabbits are to summer heat. So when it comes to ongoing costs, quail win. And it's not even a close race. The difference in monthly feed expenses between a rabbit herd and a quail flock of comparable size is significant, and it matters enormously when you're trying to actually profit from your animals. Okay, this is the section everyone has been waiting for: profit potential. How much money can you actually make from each of these animals in 2026? Let me start with rabbits, because rabbits actually have a very diverse income stream. And I think people underestimate that. The most obvious moneymaker with rabbits is selling live animals. If you're raising a quality breed and you develop a reputation for healthy, well-cared-for stock, you can sell kits, that's baby rabbits, for anywhere from $25 to $50 each depending on your market. People buy them as pets, as 4-H project animals, and as starter breeding stock for other homesteaders. A single doe can produce anywhere from 6 to 12 kits per litter and can have multiple litters per year. Do that math, and the potential is genuinely exciting. Then there's rabbit meat. Rabbit is a lean, high-protein, low-fat meat that is genuinely delicious and is growing in demand, especially among health-conscious consumers and people who want to know where their food comes from. A 5-pound processed rabbit can fetch $20 to $30 at farmers markets or through direct sales, and in some markets even more. Now, and this is important, depending on where you live, there are regulations around selling meat that you absolutely need to research before you start. In some states and regions, you need a USDA-approved processing facility to sell meat commercially. Know your local laws before you count on meat sales as a revenue stream. Beyond live animals and meat, rabbit pelts are a real income source that most people don't think about. If you learn the tanning process and produce a quality pelt, you're looking at $5 to $15 per pelt. Not life-changing on its own, but it adds up, and it means you're getting value from every single part of the animal. And then there's rabbit manure. This might be the most underrated income stream in the entire homesteading world. Rabbit droppings are what gardeners call cold manure, meaning you can apply them directly to garden beds without composting first, unlike chicken or cow manure, which can burn plants. Gardeners and market farmers absolutely love rabbit manure. Before growing season especially, bags of rabbit droppings sell for $10 to $25 at farmers markets and through local Facebook groups. This is genuinely passive recurring income because your rabbits are producing it whether you want them to or not. Now, let's talk quail. Quail eggs are where the money is, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Quail eggs are a specialty product. They photograph beautifully, they taste amazing, they carry a premium price point because they're not something you can just grab at your average grocery store. A dozen quail eggs at a farmer's market can go for $4 to $6 easily, and in higher-end markets or natural food stores, some people are charging $8 to $10 a dozen. Now here's what makes this exciting. A single female Coturnix quail will start laying eggs at around 6 to 8 weeks of age and will lay nearly one egg every single day during peak production. If you have 20 laying females, you're looking at roughly 20 eggs per day. That's close to 2 dozen eggs daily. Price that out at $5 a dozen, and you're looking at nearly $10 a day in egg revenue from 20 birds. Scale up to 50 females, and the numbers start to make a real difference. And then there's quail meat. Quail are ready to harvest at around 8 weeks old, which is remarkably fast. The meat is genuinely delicious, rich, flavorful, and unique. At restaurants and specialty markets, quail is considered a premium product, and processed quail can sell for $10 to $15 per bird or more. 2 birds makes a full, satisfying meal for an adult. You can sell them whole, you can sell them processed, and because quail regenerate so quickly, 8 weeks from egg to harvest, you can run multiple batches per year in the same space. The honest comparison? Per individual animal, a rabbit generates more money than a single quail. But per square foot of space and per dollar of feed invested, quail absolutely crush it. The egg revenue is consistent, daily, and scalable in a way that no other small livestock can match. Rabbits produce income in bigger chunks but less frequently. Quail produce income in smaller amounts but every single day. If you want steady, predictable weekly income from a small homestead operation in 2026, quail have a very strong case. If you want bigger occasional payouts and more product diversity, rabbits are the better play. The smartest homesteaders? They run both. Let's talk space, because I know a lot of you watching this are working with limited land. Maybe you're in a suburb. Maybe you've got half an acre. Maybe you literally have a backyard and a dream and that's it. And I want you to know that is enough. Both of these animals were practically designed for small space homesteading. Rabbits do require a bit more room than quail. Each breeding rabbit needs its own individual cage with enough space to move comfortably, hop back and forth, stretch out, feel like a living creature and not a prisoner. If you stack your cages vertically, you can manage a reasonable herd in a relatively small footprint. Some people keep their entire rabbitry in an 8 by 8 foot shed. That's honestly not much space at all, and you're running a legitimate small livestock operation. Quail, though. Quail are almost laughably compact. These birds are naturally inclined toward tight, covered, ground-level spaces, or in the wild, they hide in brush and low grasses. They don't need open sky, they don't need room to run. A cage that is roughly 2 feet wide, 1 foot deep, and 1 foot tall can comfortably house 5 quail. You can stack these cages, you can line them up on shelves in a garage or a shed. You can run 30 birds in a space that would genuinely shock you with how small it is. One of the first people who got us into quail was keeping his entire flock on the balcony of an apartment. A balcony. And he was getting fresh eggs every single morning. For small space homesteading, quail win this category without question. But again, rabbits are not out of the game here either. Both of these animals are genuinely accessible to people who don't have acres and acres of land. Now, care and daily time commitment. Because let's be honest, you have a life, you have a job, you have a family, you have things going on. You need to know what you're actually signing up for before you bring animals onto your property. Rabbits require daily attention. There's no way around it. Every single day you need to make sure they have fresh food and water. You need to check on your breeding does, especially if they have young kits, and you need to monitor their overall health. In warmer months, you're actively managing heat, frozen water bottles, shade, fans. In colder months, you're dealing with frozen water systems. Your breeding pairs need additional care throughout the year. Nail trims roughly every 3 months. Attention during molting periods, wooden blocks for teeth management. None of this is overwhelming, but it is a daily commitment that you need to show up for consistently. Quail, once they're in a good permanent setup, are genuinely one of the lowest maintenance animals you can raise. Feed automated, water automated, egg collection takes maybe 5 minutes. Full cage cleaning is needed only every couple of weeks, and with a well-designed cage, it's quick and easy. The heaviest time investment with quail is up front, during hatching and brooding. That first 2 weeks after hatch requires real attention and temperature monitoring. But once they're through that stage and into their permanent home, you have entered what I like to call set it and mostly forget it territory. For someone with a busy schedule who wants to make money from their homestead without it consuming their entire life, quail are an absolute gift. All right, here's the moment of truth. I promised you a verdict, and I always keep my promises. When it comes purely to which animal makes more money in 2026 on a small homestead setup, accounting for feed costs, profit margins, startup investment, time commitment, and scalability, quail have the edge. The daily egg income is consistent, the feed-to-output ratio is genuinely remarkable, the startup cost is lower, and the time you get back every single week from not managing quail compared to rabbits adds up to something real. But here's what I actually believe with everything. I've learned from doing this, rabbits bring something to the table that quail can't. The product diversity is real. The meat quality is real, the manure income is real, and there is a very specific kind of buyer, the homesteader, the pet owner, the health-conscious meat buyer, that rabbits speak to in a way quail simply don't. The homesteaders who are genuinely building income from small livestock in 2026 are not choosing one or the other. They're running both. They're using quail for daily consistent egg income and fast meat production, and they're using rabbits for larger periodic payouts, manure sales, and live animal sales to other beginners just like them. If you can only pick one right now, start with quail. Lower cost, faster return, less daily commitment while you're learning. Get your confidence up, get your systems dialed in, then add rabbits once you're ready for the next level. But if someone tells you that you have to choose between these two animals forever, don't listen to them. Your homestead is big enough for both, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. I really hope this helped you think through your options clearly. This is exactly the kind of content I wish I'd had when I was just starting out. No fluff, no fairy tales, just real talk from someone who's been in the mud with both of these animals. If you got value from this video, do me a favor and drop a comment below right now. Tell me, are you Team Quail, Team Rabbit, or are you like me and you want both? I read every single comment, and I genuinely love hearing where you all are in your homesteading journey. And if you are not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Seriously, we put out honest, real, practical homesteading content every single week for people who are serious about building something real. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Let's keep building.